thank you for joining us today on kind of Dress Like Your Spouse Day, or Shana said it kind of clashes a little bit. I don't know.
Well, at first, when you're married a long time, you end up I don't know, we dress alike. It happens all the time that we walk out and we're like, oh. And I thought we were twinning, but now that I look at it, I have maroon on and you have like a burnt orange.
No, this is not. I would not wear burnt orange. I need to make that clear. That is not a color that's in my repertoire. Thank you for joining us today on TNT. Today on Thursday, the 7th of October.
Wow. Is it? Really? Yeah.
It is the 7th.
Episode 674.
There
we
you
should
go.
start playing the lottery every day with the numbers of our episode.
Okay. I don't know how many digits
like
you even play. Is that a thing?
You can do like a pick 3. My mom used to do that.
Yeah?
And actually her numbers were 679.
Really?
Yeah. So we're close.
Wow.
Maybe that's why I thought of it.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't play any of those things. Do you know why? Not going to say. All right. So let's go ahead and discuss the first topic. What's going to be the first one?
The first, you want me to do the topics?
Yeah, you can
Okay, so
list it.
today we're going to have, I had my Elite 20 networking meeting yesterday. We're going to talk about that, learn some really cool stuff. And then I'm going to share some feedback from my trip to Restoration Hardware in NYC, New York City. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to get to both of those today. Depends on how long-winded we are on the build information, but I think you will like it.
Well, thank you for the clarification on NYC being New York City.
Yeah.
And we will also let everybody know that their baseball team, the Yankees, are now officially out of the playoffs, thanks to the Red Sox yesterday, who eliminated them the day before. Were eliminated, so the Red Sox will be moving on, and the Yankees can go to Restoration Hardware, I suppose. They'll have plenty of time to go ahead and do that.
They can.
Look at some
That's
off-season
awesome.
builds and look at real estate. Maybe
Yeah.
they're interested in some real estate.
So thank you guys for chatting in. If you're new or if you're not new and you're just an existing member of our real estate family, thanks for chatting in. And we do roll call every day, and it matters.
It does matter. It's a habit.
Ready?
Hello, this is Mike Acquisto, and that is Shana Acquisto. She's a luxury real estate broker. She had an Elite 20 meeting yesterday for her real estate stuff, and you had a builder meeting, and you have
Yes.
some feedback that you're going to give us,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. So our Elite 20 group, there's 20 of us,
Whoa.
and we meet monthly. And this month we had a great discussion. We had 3 builders that were there. We had Highland Homes. We had Aaron Graham with Highland Homes. We had Kevin Egan with American Legend, and Zach Schneider with Traditions. So these are all great builders, and I'll tell you guys should all go to their social media pages and follow them. That's how they get information out to us of new communities coming in, or, incentives, whatever's going on, and, with their company, they're going to share it on social media. So it's the best way to get the information. So if you guys haven't followed them, then I suggest you do so. So, meeting with them and sitting down and talk with them, I will tell you the thing that I took away, and it just kind of was very clear to me, is they care about realtors. They are true real estate partners who are not going to cut our commissions, and they want to work with us. And they've stood by us through good times and bad times, and that matters to us. When the market's good and people feel like I don't have to pay you, then what's going to happen when the market shifts? Well, we're going to remember that. And when you're doing that to a large, how many realtors are there? When you're doing that with this group of people who have always been the ones to bring the business to the builders, I don't think that's a smart idea. So I appreciate them being true real estate partners. So we're going to go through a couple of things. So I think the one question that everybody has is what is to be expected of the future? Like what's happening out there? So, are prices going to go down because now the lumber's catching up? No. The answer is no. Prices are going to continue to go up. Not just hearing it from these builders, but any analysts or economists that you're listening to out there across the whole country, they're going to tell you these prices are going to continue to go up. So the next 3 to 5 years, I think we should expect a very strong demand. And the reason being is we have people relocating here from all over the country. People now can work from anywhere. You've mentioned this many times. Our weather is great, and they can get some space here. So it's new and exciting, and this is going to be a very popular place for a long time to come. So another thing is they mentioned what they're seeing is the age of 30 to mid 40s are now forming their households. So households are being formed at a later time. So you guys should really pay attention to this and start talking to some of those, I guess, millennials. I don't like to use the word millennials, but it is what it is. So, because they're going to be forming their households soon. So
I like to call them
get out there and
YWGMFers.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about, are we in a bubble or are we creating a bubble? And, from their standpoint, from all the builders, they said, no, this is not a bubble. There's not going to be a bubble to burst. So if you think about back in 07, 08, when we did have an issue, well, that was more of a result of a financial issue. Plus, at that time, we had an abundance of inventory. So we had too much inventory. Right now, we can't keep up. And they don't see that changing anytime soon. So I thought this was interesting. So when we're talking about pricing, right? Light farms, when this development first came in, Light farms, the price per front foot was $1,450 per foot.
Yeah, so
Okay.
That's a price per foot. Lot foot is the measurement of the space across the front of the property.
Yes.
On how many feet that property is.
Yeah.
Irrespective of how deep it is. Mm-hmm. So Light Farms came in at $1,450.
And that was in 2000, I don't know when it was, but 4 years ago?
Okay.
Now, in November of 2021, they're expecting that price to be $2,300.
Okay.
So, it's getting pretty pricey out there.
So it went from $1,450 to $2,300.
Yeah.
So it didn't double.
It didn't double,
but
nearly.
It's
it's going up at a rapid.
It's like a 75% increase, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe even close to 80% increase.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we've talked about how, years ago, we would say $1 million home. I mean, it just sounded like it was such in a far reach for most people. Well, now, it's pretty average. So in 2019, I thought this was an interesting stat too. In 2019, 13% of homes in Collin County were over 500,000. Okay.
2019,
that was in 2019,
13%.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Now we're at 25% that are above 500,000 in our area. So prices are going up. So they talked about.
Are those just new home construction or total sales or average values?
These are just the average price point, not just new construction.
Okay.
Yeah. So they also talked about how they've had a record number of new constructions starting right now too. And, just getting materials is a huge issue that we all see. Buyers wanting to wait until something happens, that's not a good idea. And I think we've seen that. The prices are going to still go up. Maybe we're not going to see the multiple offers and the bidding wars that we've seen. But if they're waiting for prices to come down, it's not going to happen. Here's a challenge that could happen. Interest rates could go up. So if you combine that with the prices that have increased, that's going to be an issue. That's going to price people out. They're not going to be able to do it. We also talked about, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I just want to kind of go through my notes. The tribute. So we talked about waiting lists for the builders. So the tribute, I think Highland Homes has over 800 people on a wait list for 17 lots. Right? And I asked them, why do you keep taking people? And they said, you know what?
Where's the tribute?
Tribute's out where Kyle and Veronica live.
Oh, okay. The golf course one.
Golf course, yes, out there. And the lot premiums out there now are $400,000 for a lot premium, and those home prices are probably going to be in the $2 million mark.
Are those golf course?
Yes, golf course. Yeah.
Wow.
No, those aren't golf course. Those are on the lake.
Okay.
So those are lake lots. Now, another thing that we talked about, and let me see if I can find it. Another question people had was the PGA. When is this, when are they going to release these lots on the golf course, and when are people going to be able to buy them? Well, we don't know. It's probably going to be 2022 for sure, maybe 2022, 2023 before this happens. And 60 front foot lots
is small.
Okay, very small.
Like garden home.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be in the $1.5 million range.
For just the site? Just for the land?
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's legit. That's legit. So we learned a lot of stuff, sitting down and talking with them. There's lots of information. We can't get into all of them right now, but I wanted to just hit on some of these things because I think it's important for us to know. So
wait,
prices
60 front foot is 1.5 million?
on the golf course.
On the golf course. Would you rather
PGA.
live... Yeah, and that's in a gated community.
Yeah.
So would you rather live in a gated community or on a private lake?
Private lake.
Private lake?
Yeah.
All right, I like that. 60 front foot, 1.5 million.
Yeah.
3,500 linear feet of shoreline. I can do the math. Yes, I like that.
Ding, ding,
Anyone
ding,
playing
ding,
along
ding,
at home,
ding, ding.
figure out how many home sites that is and get us a number.
Yeah. So there you have it. So these builders, again, they're true real estate partners. I really encourage you guys to reach out and follow them on social media, because they are great real estate partners. But these prices they're not going anywhere, you guys. They're going up. There's a huge challenge. Right now there's a window shortage. So they're all struggling to get windows in. Why are they struggling to get windows in? Because they don't have drivers to get them here. So this is a huge, nationwide issue that we're seeing. We're seeing a shortage of workers at restaurants and at retail shops. It's an issue. And now we're seeing the drivers. We can't get the materials delivered in a timely fashion because we don't have the drivers. The drivers are now demanding a higher pay. And what they were explaining yesterday is we're not even caught up. And we're not really caught. 07 and 08, we're not even really caught up from that with having the amount of drivers. But now they're wanting more pay, right? So someone mentioned yesterday in our meeting that they're going to lay off the current drivers and get new drivers of people who
Wait, what?
who I guess will get maybe paid less. I don't know.
Wait,
it's
what,
like
what?
a crazy thing. People demand too much, and then it's going to be like, well, forget it. We have a whole, line of other people that are willing to do it. So it could be contracted out. I don't know, but that's an issue for sure. We know the lumber prices have gone down, but that's not going to change anything around here because we can't get the materials to us. The other issue that they're struggling with are framers. So the framers,
I've been framed before.
yep. Who framed Mike Acquisto? The framers want easy jobs. So these
Easy job. Who doesn't? I love this. This is amazing.
These builders, Highland, American Legend, and Traditions, are considered a more custom production where you can actually make some changes and customize your home. So the framers out there, they like the easy jobs. The custom production builders have more of a complexity to their, and design to their product. So, it's hard to get really good, experienced framers to come out and do the work. So it's just another challenge.
I like it. You said a lot of amazing things. The framers want easy jobs, and we don't have enough truck drivers, so we're going to fire the ones we have and hire new ones because...
I don't know. I hadn't heard that until yesterday.
I like the logic.
That's awesome.
That is how you get higher home prices for sure.
So, places to watch. So, Omkar's going to slide over a map that I was given yesterday. This is for Traditions, but these three builders kind of go in together. And, they typically, you'll find all three of them within the same development. So, when you're looking here, and I don't know if you guys can see it. If not, I can email this to you. But we have Brook Hollow. So you'll see Brook Hollow there on the map. That's, close to Custer, between Coit and Custer on 380. And what they were saying is this Brook Hollow area, that's a place to watch because they're going to have Brookwood and Lakewood at Brookwood there. There's still 1,000 acres to be developed, and that's going to be a really high-end luxury development. There is, and if you scroll on down on car, it's going to say when these are coming. So in 2022, you're going to see more in that Brook Hollow area, Windsong Ranch, and Mustang Lakes. And then the following year, you're going to see this Mosaic area and parks at Wilson Creek. And that's going to be, I think Traditions said their average price is $900,000 right now. That's the average. So look for these to be very high-end luxury products that they're going to have. So it's interesting. And, right north of, actually it's south of First Street, off Custer there in Prosper, there's an over 55 community called Ladera that's coming in. And that was another thing that they mentioned is a lot of people are wanting to downsize or move here to be close to their grandkids and their kids. So there's not a lot of availability. There's not a lot of products for them right now. So that'll be good. And I would look for more of that to come in the future because we're going to see more of that. We need a place to put parents and grandparents.
That one that you're talking about, the over 55, is that, did they break ground on it yet? Do you know anything about it? Or is that the one that says Fraser Capital on it?
I don't know. We need to drive by there and take a look.
I think I saw a sign up there for Fraser Capital on Custer, right in that area on the east hand side of the road.
Yeah, it could be. It's called Ladera.
Okay.
And then the land plan that's right across Custer there.
Is that where the Brook Hollow stuff is?
It's to the west of it.
Brook Hollow's to the west of that?
West of that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. And that's going to be nice stuff too, huh? Yeah. That's excellent.
So it's all coming, and, they were saying Salina is really the place to keep your eye on. They look for Salina to go from 35,000 people to 300. And, finding some space out there, it's going to totally blossom. So
it's going to increase in size by like 9 times.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Well, Frisco did.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah. It totally does. Yeah. That's a huge number. So 350,000, that's more than the current size of Frisco.
Yeah.
So imagine Salina becoming the same amount of people as Frisco. That's a lot.
It's really hard to be a builder right now. They were talking about, some of the challenges they were having, and now they're being invited into a development to bid on lots. And they might have, I don't know, 3 options available, and they're inviting 10 different builders to come in and bid on the lots. So
To
it's
have
just
land
driving.
right now.
The land prices are really what's driving everything up. It's not cost of lumber and materials and labor. I mean, that does contribute, but it's really these underlying the land.
Yep. Well, our lawn was done early and we ran over.
Yeah.
So that it is. Let's hit the bell and we'll discuss the rest manana.
Okay.
Well, that's a wrap on a wide-ranging topic from
Wide
Shana.
ranging.
You got
I
a
tried to
lot
get
of
to as much
items
as
in
I could. I
there.
have a lot more.
No, you do.
So if we set up one-on-ones with you guys, we can dive into these and talk about them more.
Yep.
Because I think it's important.
And I think we'll start to break these down a little bit and talk more about them in the coming days. We got into a certain amount.
Yeah.
And now we need to break it down because you have some amazing info here.
I tried to touch on a little bit of everything.
You did a great job, Shana. Thank you.
All right.
See you guys soon. We're done. That's really good. That was a ton of info. I learned a lot today.
Well,
I
it's
did.
kind of all over the place, but
Yeah, I know, but still,
here's Grandmaster UV.
I don't know. Ready?
We're glad they're here.
Do you think it was Scott?
Could be.
Alright. LA20 builder meeting.
Okay.
Maybe some paperwork.
20. Camera. Things to watch.
Now,